Doing a little cleanup in the shop today. Don't know how this filming is going to go. Just trying it. I know there's some that have been watching my channel, and I'm trying to create a channel. But I've noticed as I go along that the channel that I'm trying to create, I don't mind teaching. I kind of enjoy teaching. There's a lot of things that I've learned over the years. I've been in this for 50 years. And I started when a time was totally different. I don't know if you know anything about the the progression of body work. And back when I was a child, my stepdad was over here using lead. And you think, well, lead, that's old time. Yeah, well, I didn't use the lead. I piddled with it just a little bit, but there was this thing that was coming out, and they called it Bondo. Actually, it's plastic body filler. Bondo is really just a name brand, but it stuck with it. Hey, that thing's got Bondo in it. Well, back then, that's what they said when you started putting a little Bondo in there instead of lead. Lead was killing folks. It was so dangerous. But you know that hard, tough guy. He says, "Man, I'm a lead worker. I don't, man. My car ain't got no Bondo in it, and this and that." But it's just like other things. That guy might have received some sort of cancer from it. I painted for years from when I was just old enough to walk. Now, in that day, they didn't even wear a mask to mount anything. So I didn't. My stepdad was teaching me, and I asked him, "So where's your mask?" He said, "Well, that's what this mustache is for." Isn't that crazy? It is crazy. And I'll tell you why. Um, just like the Bondo, they come out with the Bondo, started using the Bondo instead of the lead. They called me the Bondo Kid for a long time when I was growing up. I'm talking about like um, 13, 16, a child, because I wasn't scared to try new things. Today, I'm kind of leery about new things. I know how that old guy is, because now I am him. But the Bondo came out, and man, well, and they said, "Man, he's doing a lot with that." So I moved on with that, and I even went past that. I went to, man, I got to where, well, that old man, he paints pretty good, but I think I can beat him. That's what today. If we got a drive, a motivation. That's what it's going to take. So I think I can beat that old man. I started painting, but I didn't really have a mustache. I wasn't quite that old. But I'd paint and I'd paint and I'd hack and I'd cough and all that, and I wouldn't think nothing about it. It was kind of like back then smoking. They thought smoking was cool. Now you realize smoking's killing folks. Well, I went along and they came out with this new paint called Imron, which everybody knows about it now. It's just a real hard paint. It won't, a rock won't hardly chip it. It was an airplane, something they used on the airplanes. It's airplane paint. I said, "Man, I want my car painted with Imron, because this and painted one with Imron, and that one, all the um, big guys were using the Imron and different things." Don't let me mess with you here. This is a shop cleanup, and I'm talking while I'm doing it. But they would mess with the old Imron, and me, the young kid, I'm gonna be the hot shot. The Mondo kid, I'm gonna be the hot shot. So I started painting with Imron, of course, without a mask. And the first time that I did it, I do believe it was probably the first time that I used it. I painted in an old shop just like this. This old shop, it's coming along, but it's not much. Well, it wasn't much back then, but we did a lot with a little. I painted with that old Imron, and I got down sick. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't even come nowhere close to the shop. If someone was painting or something, I'd had to stand back, and I couldn't paint for years. Couldn't paint cars just because I got the Imron poison. So would you go to the doctor? Well, that wasn't really a thing either. I I come up in a different era, excuse me. That wasn't really a thing either. So I learned a lot of things the hard way. And then I continued to paint, and we'd wrap an old shirt around her head or something, go right ahead, which was really stupid. Most smart people was once stupid people. I can tell you that, because you learn. So when you learn something the hard way, you really learn it. You really learned something when you learn the hard way. Well, I went back to painting, and I painted and I painted, and I still didn't protect myself like I should, and I wound up with cancer, and like to died. Well, they said, well, we're gonna have to cut you open, see if we can fix it, whatever. And I don't know when they're giving all the warnings when you cut on it and all that stuff, and how it gets bad. Well, the Lord helped me through it. The Lord saw me through it. He had better things for me. But I want to tell you, protecting yourself, if I've learned anything, protecting yourself from this old chemicals and stuff. Now, back then, we had a lot of lacquer paint, did a lot of lacquer painting, did a lot of enamel painting. But today we got urethane, and it's a two-part thing. And those two parts, when they come together, it's going to dry, whether you like it or not, whether it's on your lungs, no matter where it's at, it's going to dry. And it's what they call a heavy carcinogenic. Now, if you're getting into this kind of work, you need to realize that that's a bad word. Carcinogenic means, at the least of things, irreversible lung damage. I've got way off track, haven't I? Well, I'm still in it. I backed off from painting a long time. Just continued doing my fabrication and my Bondo work and finishing up. I'd paint one every now and then, but I'd try to wear me a full face mask and air respirator and whatever I could. Don't always happen that way. It's not always available that way. But I want to tell you, from experience and the things that you go through, you can teach somebody something. This is one of those lessons that I'm teaching you something, whether you're listening or not. You want to live, you want to enjoy life, you want to be able to breathe. You lay down at night, you don't want to have to set up to breathe. Well, protect your lungs, take care of yourself. There's a lot of things. So, well, that's a dangerous, everything is like that. Everything is dangerous today. No one is looking out for the worker guy. They're looking out for the product and the money it makes. If you do something, do it because you love it. If you do something, do it because, well, I do what I do to pay the bills. But yeah, you got to do that too. But there should be an end goal. Should be an end goal. I was told, if you're going to build a channel, you need to post every day. I was told, if you're going to build a channel, you need to post every day. Well, I'm working on that. I got a lot of things going on. And this time in my life, I'm about to get my firewood ready. Try to make it through the winter without a big high expense. People say, well, that's too much work. Well, it is too much work. But when you get old and wore out, I don't even know if that's good to say when we're talking about firewood, because you're old and wore out, firewood's hard to do. It takes a lot longer to prepare things than it used to. My work day seems a lot shorter than it used to be. And it's not because of laziness, because I wear out a lot quicker. I'd like to post. I'd like to be positive. Let's do some positive stuff here. Some of this stuff I got here is older than me. Well, probably a lot of it is. But I kind of enjoy the old things. Like these cars that we're looking at. And right now I'm trying to go the roundabout way about doing a roundabout thing, which don't try this at home. Get my little grinder hooked up. Well, my cord's kind of out of the way. I brought my toolbox in, one of them. I haven't had room. I kind of had to dig some holes to bring some more tools back here. Got to keep everything kind of up right now because I got a lot of, I'd say, building going on. I've got a lot of building that needs to be going on, and I need to see the floor. Need to see the floor. Need a little room to work. Getting ready. I've got another part of my restoration project that I'm working on right now, and it's going around with this forward curve around the back glass of this old car. You know, the rust gets in there and eats it up. But for that forward curve, there's several ways to do it. I think what I'd like to do now is take it and shrink that forward curve and make those pieces. They'll be made by hand either way it goes, but thinking about making me a shrinker. We've been making a lot of old school tools in this shop, getting the material together to make this shrinker to do this next part of this project. Gonna make a video on it, of course, because like what they're telling me is, you know, I'm looking for something. When I'm old and I'm wore out and I can't do this stuff, I'm gonna, well, maybe I'm old and wore out now and I can't do as much as I could. But what I can do, I'd like to show you through videos, through working, through just maybe just watching. Maybe the way I explain it doesn't work for you, but if you pick up by seeing, hearing, and seeing, I can show you a few things that I've learned over the years. Start with protect your lungs. Watch the paint, watch the chemicals, watch those things that are abusive to your body, because if you want to continue, with your children, your grandchildren, you got to take care of yourself, and you really need to teach them how to do it. But as I'm rambling on here, working on building a YouTube channel. People say, well, you're too old for this. Well, where's this knowledge going to go? What can we do with this? Can I create new friends through this? Maybe even there's some people that have been through what I've been through. Maybe there's some people that come up, rode hard and put up wet, come up like I have, that want to talk, want to see somebody else do it. Maybe even critique them. I know I could stand over somebody and they'd get on my nerves. Maybe that too. But I'd get on their nerves because as over the years, I get set in my ways. You get set in your ways. There's a lot of things. There's a lot better ways to do it than the way I do it. A lot of people just throw money at it. Well, I want to throw time at it. I want to throw skill at it. I want to throw experience at it, but I also want to enjoy the ride. If you'll enjoy the ride with me, if you'll come on, we'll subscribe to this channel and build a channel. I can continue. This old shop's just beginning. Everything comes from somewhere. All my videos are not good. All my videos you can't hear just right, but we're working on it. We're trying to get it better. And I say we, maybe I'm just talking about me and my old dog Bella because there's nobody else out here in this shop. But this old shop is just something I do to get my mind off of not being able to go fishing. Maybe not even gonna go into that. But we're working, we're striving. We'd like you to help us with this channel. I don't know why I keep saying us. I'm not such a man in the pronoun, so that's just my vocabulary is off. That's all, because it's me and my old dog Bella. And if we could turn this channel into kind of like a personal thing between you and me, the viewer, me and you, the viewer, you're gonna have to meet my dog Josie, my dog Bella. But we're gonna go on. Got some things I'd love to teach. Sometimes I have some of the neighborhood kids come up and I get to teach them, or at least I get to spend time with them. You don't know if they're listening or not nowadays. Today I'm cleaning shop, running my mouth. I'd like my content to go just a little bit further than just working on cars. The shop experience is part of life. It's the work relationships is part of life. If we could have a working relationship here, maybe carry on every now and then, maybe tell a story every now and then, it'll make this a better workplace, a better time to reflect, maybe a time for you to rest and to watch somebody else do the work. Maybe sometimes I'll just be sitting here resting, talking to you. Anyway, that's where we're at.